France is on fire again. The country is bracing for its biggest strike in 2 years. Trains stopped, classrooms empty, pharmacies shutting down, and the streets of Paris welling with anger. But why? What could push millions of workers, from metro drivers to teachers, to rise up together and block everything? Today, we break down the 4 key reasons behind France's latest wave of protest, as reported by the state-owned media Radio France International, France 24, and how this protest affects Africa. Trust me, this isn't just about France, it is about power, politics, and a people who say they have had enough. Stay with me because what is coming up will shock you. This is First Africa Voice, where we tell Africa's stories raw, real, and without filters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul Lingua. Now, let's delve into the story and break it down together. Number one reason is the 2026 budget cut. At the heart of the protest is President Emmanuel Macron's 2026 budget. The government wants to cut a staggering 28 billion euro to reduce national debt. But here is the catch. These savings means public sector job losses, frozen pensions, and capped benefits. For unions, this is not just economics. They call it brutality against workers. And with poverty rising, many French citizens believe this cut target the vulnerable while sparing the wealthy. In a joint statement issued after the measures were unraveled in July, France's biggest union said the cuts were of unprecedented brutality. So what are they asking for instead? Something they call fiscal justice. The number two reason is the call for fiscal justice. Unions and left-wing lawmakers want the rich to pay more. They are pushing for a new Zugma tax, a 2% levy of individuals worth over 100 million euros. France cracked its wealth tax years ago under Macron, earning him the nickname the president of the rich. But now, with the cost of living crisis biting harder than ever, public opinion shows there is real appetite for taxing the super wealthy. For protesters, this is a fight not only about cuts, but about fairness. Number three reason is political unrest and broken trust. Let's not forget, Macron's government has been in trouble since 2022. His Renaissance Party has lost its majority in parliament. He has been accused of ignoring voters, appointing prime ministers only from his own circle, and refusing to share power with the left or call fresh elections. This has fueled frustration across the political spectrum. Last week, protesters even marched under the slogan, "Block everything." And now, France has its third prime minister in just 1 year. Political chaos is feeding the protests, making the strikes about more than money. They have become about democracy itself. Number four reason is sector-specific grievances. Beyond the national budget, different sectors have their own battles. In Paris, up to 90% of metro drivers are expected to join the strike, polarizing the capital's transport. In schools, the largest primary teachers union says 1/3 of teachers will walk out, demanding proper funding for public education. And even pharmacists are striking, not over pensions, but because government cut to rebate on generic medicine threatens thousands of pharmacies with closure. This could affect access to essential drugs like antibiotics, diabetes medication, and epilepsy treatments. So from metro drivers to pharmacists, this is a strike that touches every corner of the French society. How does it affect Africa? Protests in France may look like a domestic issue, but they ripple into Africa in 4 major ways. 1. Economic ties and trade. 2. French influence in Francophone Africa. 3. Aid and development project. 4. Symbolic inspiration for African workers and youth. Protests in France are not just French problems. They touch Africa's economy, politics, and even the mindset of African citizens. A weaker France could mean a weaker influence in Africa, and possibly new opportunities for Africa to negotiate fairer terms in trade and diplomacy. France is no stranger to protest, but this one is different. It brings together teachers, transport workers, pharmacists, and even lawmakers calling for a tax on the rich. It is not just about 2026 budget. It is about whether France is heading toward a fairer society or one where the burden always falls on ordinary citizens. What do you think? Are the French right to demand fiscal justice, or do you think these strikes will only make things worse? Far as there are more men on earth, there are more opinions. So let's hear you in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more content like this. Well, the dew of the day has crept upon our thoughts, and nature must obey its necessity. Here is where we bring down the curtains. Until we meet again, my name is Paul Lingua, the Africa Orator.